Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Domain of learning. Domain of learning. These domains are presented by Benjamin Bloom. We also call this taxonomy of learning. So don't be confused that the second name of this domains is taxonomy of learning. So what is the meaning of domain? Domain mean area or field. So when we say domain of learning, so area of learning or field of learning. Or Benjamin Bloom is the name of that educationist, psychologist who developed this taxonomy. And what is the meaning of taxonomy? Taxonomy means classification. Now we see about the Bloom taxonomy. Bloom's, as I told you, Bloom's taxonomy, the model were named after Benjamin Bloom. Benjamin Bloom, who chaired the meeting of educationalists that device mean created the taxonomy of learning, as I told you, classification of learning, or what was their classification? They classified learning in three steps. And what were these steps? Cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. And I told you that domain mean area or field. So there are their level in which they divided cognitive, which is related to mental ability or mental domain or mental area. And the second one is affective domain. Affective domain is related with emotions. And the sensory domain is related to action or our senses. Bloom's taxonomy of learning. Bloom's taxonomy or Bloom's classification is a set of three hierarchical models. What is the meaning of hierarchical? That is a rank. A rank, a hierarchical mean rank. So, hierarchical model used to classify educational learning objectives into level of complexity and specificity. The three lists cover the learning objectives in cognitive, as I told you, cognitive, mental ability, related to mental ability, effective domain, which is related to emotions, that is based on emotions, and the sensory domain, which is based on action. There is another name of sensory domain is psychomotor domain. In some presentation or in some books, they use sensory domain instead of psychomotor domain. So they can replace each other, so don't be confused, and both of them are related with action based or our senses. It's mean physical. You can also say that this is related to physical domain. Now we see in this cognitive domain, which is the number one in classification of this learning or in this taxonomy. Cognitive domain list has been the primary focus of most traditional education and is frequently used to structure curriculum. For what purpose this cognitive domain is used? For structure curriculum. So the first one is learning objectives. They are making assessment and making activities. So now we see the level of this cognitive domain, which is related to our mental ability or we say that these cognitive domain are knowledge based. Knowledge based, how a child first learn or acquire knowledge. Knowledge involves recognizing and remembering facts, terms, basic or concept. So what in this knowledge include recognizing and remembering facts and terms and the basic education which they learn. And then a child or learner comprehends. The second level of cognitive domain is comprehension. Comprehension involves demonstration and understanding. So what a child learn, he will be able to demonstrate his knowledge and understand the fact completely or comprehensively. In the third step of cognitive domain level, which is related to application. Now at first a child will get the knowledge and then he comprehends it, and then after it he will apply that knowledge. Application involve using acquired knowledge, solving problem in a new situation by applying acquired knowledge and fact. From where this learner or this child acquired these facts? From the first level of cognitive. In knowledge he learned and then he comprehends it. The second, he comprehends it and then he applied that knowledge. Now in the fourth level of the fourth level of cognitive domain is analyzing. Examining and breaking information into component parts and determining how the parts relate to one another. Now the child will be able, in this analyze level, the child will be able to get the knowledge, and he can easily combine the whole knowledge and he can divide it. So in this level a child will fully understand that what he learned, and this is synthesis and action. That is the fifth level of cognitive domain. In the synthesis and create synthesis and create are the same. So don't be confused. In some presentation they use create and in some presentation they use synthesis. So the both are related with the fifth level of cognitive domain. It's involve building a structure or pattern from diverse elements. It also refer to the act of putting parts together to form a whole. Now the child or the learner will be more competent in his learning, and now he can join the parts and put them in together, and that he will acquired or comprehends or more able to you can say that absorb that knowledge. In the sixth level, which is evaluation. In evaluation is the very up level in this cognitive field. In this involves presenting and defending the opinion. Now he is able to defend that argument or the thing which he learned, and making judgment about information and validity of ideas or quality of work based on the set of criteria. What was the criteria which he learned before? Now he is able to justify that information. Now he is fully understand all these things. So what we learned in this cognitive domain, we learned knowledge, that was the first, and the comprehension, then in this second level, and this application is the third level, analyzing is the fourth, and synthesis and creating is the fifth level of this cognitive domain. And in the last, the child will be able to completely command. He in the sixth level, he will be fully he will get the full command on this learning or any concept, we can say. Thank you so much. That is all. Thank you.